Hey, my friends, Kirby here. Hey, I'm going to go out on a limb right now and just assume that you already understand the importance of setting goals. As the great Zig Ziglar often said, you gotta have goals. Man, I love that. It is indelibly stamped in my brain. It is so important that we write out our goals and make them specific. That is step number one. But I want to tell you something, it is going to remain just a lofty goal on a piece of paper unless you have a specific, sustainable action plan and a system for review. And that's why I want to talk with you today about why a daily journal may be your greatest goal-setting asset this year. Now, I've been keeping a journal now for probably several decades. And I don't always make daily entries, and to be real honest, the methods that I've used over the years, they have changed. But I can tell you this, it has always helped me to gain insight into my own personal growth, and it allows me to be able to review it later on throughout the year. So I am a real advocate for journaling. Now, a lot of people may keep a journal of sorts. Most of it is just keeping maybe a little bit of a diary or a daily record, but I haven't run across a lot of people who really use it in the context of goal setting. And so a while back, I decided to leverage the power of my daily journal and to incorporate it and to make it a great asset in helping me to hit the targets that I've established for myself for the upcoming year. Now listen, if you've never kept a journal, start. Just start. Today. Don't overthink it. And don't think about you got to have some expensive little journal notebook or anything like that. Those things are great. But man, just spend 50 cents, go down to Walmart, buy a spiral bound notebook, and just simply start making note of the notables that happened yesterday and how you think about them. Now, for years now, I've followed after Pastor Bill Hybels' recommendation in his book, Too Busy Not to Pray, of just starting off with a single piece of paper. At the top of that, write yesterday and writing down the notables of the day and then finishing off with a short prayer. But I've actually bumped that up a little bit in the recent past, and I've added a little bit more structure to that because I know that if I really want to hit my yearly goals, I'm going to have to stay focused, and I need a system to track my progress and to review that progress. So this helps me to stay motivated, helps me to adapt along the way. And so I want to share with you a handful of these sections that I have now added to my daily journaling guide in making my daily entries. This is the way that I have ramped up my daily journal. And the first one, again, is I still start off with the word yesterday. You know, there is tremendous benefit in reviewing the previous day. And this just reminds me how important that this really is. You know, the great philosopher Socrates stated hundreds, in fact now a couple of thousand of years ago, that the unexamined life is not worth living. And so self-examination is absolutely essential if you're going to keep moving forward and become the person that you were created to be. Number two is just a section for those notable events of yesterday. I just highlight the things that happened yesterday that I want to remember. They may not have been things that I actually had scheduled. They may have been some other little things, just people that I met along the way, but I considered that they were significant for some way. I make note of those things. Number three, I started tracking my mood. Our attitude is so important for our performance and how we are going to relate to other people. Now, I don't know about you, but I don't always feel like I want to feel. So I've become a real student of my mood. And I am constantly learning what affects my mood and why and how that I can take control of that, again, to move me forward faster. Number four is just a section for accomplishments. And this is where I'm going to record the tasks that I completed yesterday that are moving me forward towards my weekly and 90-day and yearly goals. These are the things I want to be able to evaluate because it helps me to stay on target and it keeps me excited. I can celebrate every victory, no matter how small, on a daily basis. Plus, it gives me a record that I can review throughout the rest of the year. Number 5 is a section just for things to improve upon. We are all works in progress, and I want to make continual improvement every single day. So it's good that we learn from our mistakes, our missteps of yesterday, things that maybe didn't go the way that we wish they would have gone. The worst thing is that those things happen again because we didn't take time to evaluate. And so I want to note these things, and I want to determine what will I do differently next time if I fall into this situation again. Number 6 is a section for insights and ideas. I'm getting ideas all the time. I'm sure that you are as well. And I'm not always sure that they're great ideas, but I want to capture those things, and I use my journal to do just that. And then when I review my journal entries each and every week, then I can decide if that was an idea that is worth acting upon, and I can make a plan of action at that time. Number 7, this is a great one, and I really have enjoyed that here recently, and it's for essential questions. These are a handful of questions, 4, 5, 6 questions that I'm going to ask myself each and every day for personal accountability. They're tracking some of the habits that I'm working on right now in order to help me to become the person that I have determined that I want to become this year. And if I didn't give myself a check mark on any one of these things, if I didn't follow through on it yesterday, then I need to write down why or why not. These are also great questions that you could use to give to another close friend if you wanted somebody else to check up on you regularly as well. Number 8, what should I stop doing that another could do? This is also just great productivity practice here. And that is that if there is something that I am doing right now, it needs to be done by somebody. It just doesn't have to be done by me. And I can find somebody to either help, or I can hire them to do that at least as good as me, and probably even better. Then why in the world should I do that? I should be using that gained time so that I can focus on helping people in the way that I am best at. And number 9, again, I conclude every journal entry with the words, Father. And then I write out a simple prayer asking my Heavenly Father for the help that I need. I thank Him for the progress that I've been making. I ask Him for any forgiveness that I may be needing. And I certainly want to ask Him for continued help to keep moving forward to be the person that He has created me to be. And then I'll conclude my journal time just by reading that short prayer out loud. Now, these sections here aren't absolutes, and I'm not trying to say that you have to do exactly this. These are just the things that I am currently doing right now that are helping me to measure my progress, to stay focused, and to be able to plan for the upcoming week. But the most important question for you today is, what is going to work best for you? And first of all, again, if you are not journaling, please take a step and start that today. And if you're already doing it, then step up the process, ramp it up a little bit to make that process even better. I hope that this will be helpful to you today and to become the person that you want to be, that God has created you to be. And if you enjoyed this video, I'll be happy to send you notice of future videos if you'll subscribe to my email newsletter over at KirbyAndersen.com. In the meantime, my friend, I want you to keep living better, loving more, leaving the legacy that you desire. Have an awesome week and stay on target.